Alright, welcome back to another episode of Analyzing a Loss, this time playing CP Vox. Now, CP Vox was changed in update 1.18. His basic attack damage no longer carries a CP ratio along with it. It's strictly weapon power. As you can clearly see, I'm only doing weapon power to the minions. So I would assume, because of that, farming is a little harder with CP. But the resonance damage was increased to compensate. It does a buttload of damage, as you'll see in some situations later on, where Sky takes a ton of damage just from like 4 or 5 resonance shots, and it's brutal. So, CP Vox is a prime target for late game, or just for bans in general, because the potential late game for team fights is so high. Higher than ever before. And that was the issue with CP Vox, I think, was late game, he would shred because of his potential damage he can do AoE-wise. And now they've increased that. But anyways, enough of that. So I wanted to try him out. I wanted to try and see how I can fare with him. It's been a little while, but this is a great example of what I can show you guys when, you know, you're sucking major balls and what you can do to fix it. So I'm gonna be sucking pretty bad this match, but whatever. We live and learn, right? So I'm gonna make mistakes left and right, but that is just the point of this series, is to help you guys learn from my mistakes or replicate some things I might do good, or maybe even my allies do. I don't know. So right now we're just focusing on farm. As you guys saw a little bit earlier, there's a situation where Nox went in. He was really low, trying to chase the Glaive early game to secure the kill. But Glaive was low, but when he went in to try, Nox blindly jumped in to stun, missing Glaive. Glaive had the first hit, immediately got himself an advantage, even though he had the same health. Getting that first hit in gave him the advantage from the get-go. So usually early game you don't want to chase for a kill unless you can safely do so. Plus, early game kills aren't as important. They don't give you a ton of money. You're better off getting your farm. A couple of minions give you just as much as the kill itself early game. Kills are super important if you, like I said, you can secure it early, safely, or if it's late game and you have tons of bounties to collect. That's when it's great. You know, obviously, you guys know. You guys play Vainglory. You get bounties late game, you can turn the game completely around. For early game, yeah, kills aren't so important. I would highly suggest this, focusing on your role, which is getting, or focus on your job early game, which is getting your farm. Here's my mistake. I sonic zoomed the wrong way. Ugh. Now I'm low. I'm pretty much out of the fight. Sky's gonna focus me. Bam, I'm dead. Chief Matt is dead. Nox is out. And it's a done deal. It's already looking great, right? Does he die? Let's see if he... No, I don't think he's going to die. It doesn't look like it. No, he does get away safely. But because they are dominating us in the beginning, what that's doing for them and what it's not doing, or what it is doing to us, is one, they're going to get in a lead because now they can take our farm or deny us farm, which also in turn makes us weaker and weaker and weaker comparable to them, which is not good. Alright, so good job, Rumble. You got your CS. At least a couple of them. You missed a big minion because the turret's stupid, but whatever. Alright, here we are. Matt's completely isolated here. Getting attacked by the Lance and the Glaive. The Lance-Glaive combo seems to be pretty popular. I've seen a lot of it. And for good reason. There's just a lot of control in that. But we do pick up the Lance here. Although Chief Matt does take a scout trap and dies, which is unfortunate. But we do pick up Lance. I don't know. Lance is really, really durable, and a lot of times, if you have the resonance and he's around his teammates, I would probably suggest focusing the Lance, because you can apply a lot of bounce damage. Because I guess the mentality of Vox with resonance is to target the tankiest hero, so you can use that hero the most to bounce off your resonance. But I don't know. I'll have to see like how it pans out later on in the game, if that's more important or not. I think the problem with Lance and focusing Lance for your resonance bounces is the fact that he just never dies. Never dies. And it might just be better off to focus on the weakest link immediately and use them to bounce off the resonance. But a lot of times what happens is that usually the carries are pretty mobile, and using them to bounce off of is a little bit less effective. What do you guys think? Some of you guys are probably Vox mains. I think usually you want to focus the heavier targets to get those bounces off more often, but that's just me. We did get the Glaive, yay! But yeah, so there's certain situations too. Don't get me wrong. There's situations where you definitely want to focus the weaker units. But I'm talking about in team fights, when everybody's together. You want to focus like the tank. You apply your resonance, focus the tank, and get all his bounces off on the carries, while the tank is also taking damage. That's my mentality. But like, say if it's just like a 2v2, and you know that the one guy's like half health, and he's a carry, focus the carry. Focus the carry, obviously. But it's a situational, I guess. That's what I'm saying. All right, so now we do got our ultimate though, so we're looking okay. We're 3-2-1, not too bad. Our farm is a little hurts. It's not great actually, but hopefully we can fix that here. There we go. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. So I'm not trying to do a lot of damage to this guy. I'm trying to just get my CS, like I said. It's important to not be aggressive when you don't need to be. Here, I just barely managed to get him with my ultimate. Bink! I think Nox may have gotten him with the ultimate, but I wanted to verify, so I did use my ultimate right there earlier. But unfortunately, I died by glaive, which is very unfortunate. Ugh. But alright, so they're definitely going to go ahead and push this turret. Nox is going to try his hardest to survive, but the Lance Glaive combo is just so much control. He's going to have to just pretty much stay back, let the turret do its job, and only poke when he needs to. So Arden's going back to jungle. I'm going to go back to lane. Nox should be rotating either back to base or back to jungle. There we go. And now we're going to clear farm. Unfortunately, it's really hard to clear the farm right now just because Sky's aggression is pretty high. Also, I've had some aggression from the junglers, and that just makes me a little bit more paranoid. In a lot of situations, you want to turret hug if need be. If you feel yourself getting ganked a lot, definitely do not overextend. Just turret hug. Turret hug being you stick by your turret. You don't overextend very far like I am right now. We get away, but it's still risky. God, the Lance though, he's deadly. His potential to gank is pretty high, and the root is pretty nasty too because that just leaves you vulnerable for quite a few seconds. And the damage is pretty high too. All right, so now I'm pretty hurt. I can't really stick around. One afterburn from Glaive would just kill me. Luckily, I know he's down below, so I can somewhat safely try to farm what I can. We're at 51 farm at 8 minutes. We're okay. It's still like not optimal, but we're managing with the best we can here. I need to get my late game. As CP Vox, you definitely need your late game. Early game's kind of meh. All right, lane is pushed, so this is a great opportunity for me to go back. You usually want to push your lane, then go back, if possible, because it allows you to go back safely without the cost of damage on your turrets or the cost of minions being killed before you even get there, or at least not as many. All right, so we did pick up the Shatterglass first. I don't know. I'm trying to test out new items for the new Vox, and I was like, maybe the resonance is more important than picking up an alternating current early. I don't know if it's just me, but so I went with Shatterglass first. Maybe even going a Broken Myth might be fun too. But yeah, the Shatterglass is definitely one I went for just for pure damage output. The bounces on that resonance though, man, did so much damage to that glaive and killed him. But now this right now we should not be chasing this Lance at all. Lance is so durable, I would not be able to take him out. I have no basic attack damage except for the base amount. Oof. Being really aggressive. Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Good job, Chief Matt. And I just barely survived there from that sky. My God, dude. All right, time to go back again. Matt's gonna go ahead and handle that. Looks like. Nope, he's gonna back out. So now I'm working towards my Broken Myth. So again, like I said, I'm not really going towards an alternating current. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What you guys feel like CP Vox should go for nowadays. I still think it's alternating current's important, just not as much early game. I feel like the resonance is great for him. But then again, when I think about it, like alternating current, because his basic attack damage is lower nowadays, alternating current might be even more important for him to farm. But as far as team fights, I think the Shadow Glass Broken Myth is better. Yeah, we just cannot do enough damage. These guys are so tanky. Freaking Sky, their mobility. Here we are. Nox is hurt. Is he going to survive? No, he does in fact die. I'm hoping Lance goes to his Sky, which he does not. Very unfortunate. We're going to go back up to lane. We're not going to chase Lance. We don't want to chase Lance because it does in fact hurt. And he does not die. So here we are. We're going to go and try to check out the Sky, but we just can't as well. I swear, the damage... he's definitely different now, as far as my concern goes. So we're just farming it up. Good job, Rumbly. Good job. You got all those. Yeah. So I think we're starting to catch up slightly in farm, but not, fast. There we are. I'm pretty low. I need to get out. The glaive is pretty strong right now. There was a little slight mistake in there of my part, which was the sonic zoom, but we're starting to get a lot of resonance bounces off, and I'm hoping that it's going to translate into a lot of damage here, which it is. Oh my god, dude, that Sky was so close to being dead too. Oh my gosh, so close. I think a lot of that could have been better positioning on my part. Staying more near the turrets. Targeting the tank, like I said. There was a moment in there when I tried to target the Sky, but the Sky is so mobile she can get away from me. Whereas if I target the tank, the resonance follows Sky regardless. So like I said, I think focusing the tank in most team situations is important. Unless like his teammates are nowhere near him, then obviously you wouldn't focus the tank. But if they're all grouped up, focus the guy who has the most health is what I have come to learn as Vox is more effective. Alright, there we were trying to get the kill on the minion there, the gold mine, but we didn't quite get it. We do pick up the lance and the glaive though, so that was pretty good. The fights are turning a little bit more in our favor. We're going to take out the scout traps. You don't want to leave scout traps around. You want to get rid of them. You don't want them to allow any kind of vision. Here we are. We're all trying to just dive down on this jewel, or not jewel, the Sky. Nice turret dive there. I don't know why he hit the minion there. It's okay. We are falling behind on farm once again, though, because we are involved in team fights. A lot of times, though, too, is like farm isn't as important as you may think. When it comes to helping a team over farm, a lot of times farm is important. Don't get me wrong, farm is important, but sometimes if you're smart, okay, yeah, that glaive needs to die. There he is. If you're smart, you will. Good lord, this fight. Right now, I'm just trying to apply the bounces off the, off the lance there. Don't quite survive. Yes, he does. Oh my god. See, here's where I don't go in because I have no energy. Okay, good. Arden survives. I forgot what I was saying earlier. Sorry. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pick up an Aegis. We know that the Sky's damage is pretty nasty, so we're going to go ahead and try to get defense against her. A lot of times, as far as defense, you want to build against the carry that you're in lane with, or if it's, trying to decide later on in the game, the carry itself. Sometimes it's the jungler, sometimes it's the laner. If it's the jungler that's really taking out all the kills and doing all the damage and doing all the plays, get defense against him instead of the laner. Little early on that engagement, though, it wasn't ready. A lot of times you want to wait for your teammates to be ready for a fight, but luckily it ended up in our favor regardless. We were able to do enough damage to kind of take him out, but now we just can't take out the lance fast enough. There we go. There we go. We got him. Bam. So now we got another ace. Gonna go ahead and go for a push. It's looking good. This match is pretty close. It wasn't a landslide of a match. We're doing okay. You know, right now we're just focusing on the turret. This is a good example of what you should be doing. If you don't have minions, who cares? Push. If you have an ace, push. You have a tank. I'll let him tank. But of course, he stayed way too long. It's okay. It's alright. That's one thing though. You don't want to stay too long because the damage is exponential. Exponential damage means basically that the more hits you take, the more damage you're going to take each consecutive hit. Here I'm trying to save Nox, but now I'm like in a position where it really cost me. Now I'm dead. Ugh. So in that situation, I should have not tried to save Nox. It was a 1v3. I tried to make it a 2v3, which was dumb because even if it's a 2v3, we're still going to lose. So I should have just let Nox, you know, die, unfortunately. But that's what I should have done. And I didn't. And that cost us a lot because now it's just Arden. They're going to go ahead and push turrets with just Arden there. Or go grab Kraken, which is free reign because we have no one to contest him other than Arden. So rule of thumb, if it's a 1v3, don't go in and make it a 2v3. Just leave. unless the opportunity presents itself saying that all three of them are really low and it's 2v3 with all the three enemies super low. Other than that, if it's all like they're full health, 3 enemies, it's 2 of you, get the freak out. Alright, so I guess I was indecisive. No, I was waiting for an infusion here. So one thing to note too is you can no longer double infuse. It's all single infusions now. So you have to choose and pick your flavor there. Mine is Crystal Power, so that's what I got. We're trying to do as much damage as we can. We're going to go ahead and try to ultimates. Here we go. There it is. Getting those bounces off. Looking good, looking good. We do pick up the lance. Now I'm going to focus the Kraken here in a second. Maybe not. Oof. Okay. Yeah, here we are. They're going to go chase, which I don't think they should. Nox stayed around a little too long. But at that point, I should have just gone Kraken. Even from earlier, we should have just gone Kraken. If Skye continued to follow, then we would bounce on her. But otherwise, we shouldn't have to be chasing Skye because she's so mobile. And it is hard to pin her down without any kind of true CC. Meaning Catherine, a Finn. We just have Arden who has a gauntlet. I guess we do have the stun from Nox, but that's kind of hard to land on Skye. Alright, so we did get our Shadow Glass, we got our Broken Myth, we're working towards an alternating current now. Like I said, this is me experimenting in terms of a build. I don't know if it's better to get alternating current first. Before, it wasn't uncommon to see people get alternating current first for Vox. But given that his resonance does way more damage, I was prioritizing the damage done from resonance over the damage done on my basic attack. That was my mentality. Is it correct? I don't know. Like I said, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think is still meta for Vox. Here we are, we're in a 2v3, but now it's a 3v3. We got a good ultimate out on there. I'm trying to get myself in a position where we can actually take out the Lance. Or not the Lance, the Skye, but they already took him out, so now it's just focusing the Lance. Here is the biggest thing right here, is we probably should have had at least one person handle Lance and the other 2 push. The reason why is because Lance cannot take that turret himself with as low health as he had. But we needed someone to chase just in case he did try and maybe somehow was able to do it. We weren't sure. We don't really know Lance's limits. I've heard he can take like certain objectives pretty well by himself. But we should have at least had 2 people push and not all 3 of us. It's a big mistake. Because we would have already started, you know, getting objectives, getting those minion mines, pushing lane, getting our minions from jungle. All that stuff. But now we're behind. We're behind by a total of like probably 10 seconds. Which is not great. Alright, so we're 9, 5, and 12. We're looking okay. Our farm is not great, but our fights are turning in our favor so far. I want to go ahead and reinfuse or pick up my alternating current here. I think maybe an infusion would have been better, but I guess I chose alternating current just because I wanted that sustainability in the fight. I think Matt is trying to bait Kraken. Yeah. We're trying to see if they come out and try to attack, but it looks like they're not going to. I don't have enough for an infusion, though, which is unfortunate. Looks like Lance is infused, though. Chief Matt's going to go ahead and go in. He's going to initiate if he can. Okay, here's where we're a little bit paranoid, I think, though, is in this particular moment, we tried to flank him. I get focused out pretty hard by that glaive, by a lot by the sky. I'm trying my hardest not to get killed. Oh my goodness. So now I'm like away from the actual fight itself. I'm simply just fighting Lance, and that's not great. That's really where our downfall was. Is I got focused, and I got separated from the fight itself, it was not fun. Yeah, keep following glaive, Lance. Keep following glaive. Here's another one too. We're staying way too long. We should be backing out. I don't know why I'm trying to take out Lance. I can't take out Lance. He'll kill me before I kill him. I don't know why I did it. But yeah, so you can see here, it was really close to me dying. Don't do that. Lance is unstoppable. I've learned my lesson in this episode that Lance cannot be killed. My God. At least not by me. So now, this sucks, because now they can get a Kraken. If we had gone back, Arden and myself, and ignored Glaive and Lance, we would have had more forces to fight off that Kraken before they captured it, potentially. Or maybe just be able to, you know, not feed them anymore. I guess it'd be a great way to say it. Okay, it looks like they don't get Kraken, though, which is actually kind of weird. In that situation, I think most teams would have gone Kraken. I don't know, but that was weird that they didn't get it. If they're not getting it now, it's very weird, because they should just be sitting in our try, getting that Kraken. There's only a couple of us up, and they know that. And so they should be able to just secure that Kraken pretty easy. Get that farm. Oh, wow, Rumbly, you suck. Come on, bro. So there's a Kraken. You know, we didn't even get, like, look, which we were both kind of paranoid. Here, we're just like, we pretty much have to fight him right on the Kraken, because at this point, we all have no chances of winning this. I'm trying to fight off the Glaive. It's not looking great, but we managed to take him out. Sky's going for me. I'm trying my best, but I die. The Sky does go down. They can take out the Kraken in time, it looks like, because there's plenty of time for him to walk and then take out the turret. And we got a Jewel, which does pretty nice chunks of damage with her Lightning Strike and her basic attacks. All that crit damage really does pay off late game. Alright, so now, at this point, I'm probably building an Eve. That's what I'm probably thinking at. I'm getting the Heavy Prism first, because there's no point getting a battery. I want more damage so that I can burn things down faster during team fights. But yeah. So now we're down to just our Vayne, which it makes the next team fight a little scary. And the reason being is because of the fact that we're going to be paranoid that they're going to try to backdoor. Backdoor is so common if you're down to a Vayne. And that's what we're afraid of. So we're trying anything in our power to do so to prevent that. But I think it ends up being our downfall, being that paranoid about it. But we're trying to get in position, though. I want to get this farm so I can go ahead and probably secure my Eve of Harvest if I can, possibly. That's why I'm grabbing them real quick. And I think I have enough here, but I also wanted to reinfuse. I forgot which one I ended up picking up, but I got the Eve of Harvest. So there's a couple times where I chose the items over the infusions, which I don't know if it was the smartest thing, but I wanted to be able to sustain and fight, and I guess that's my pattern there, is like my mindset was, what can I do to sustain the fights a little bit better? So here we are trying to flank again. We got a Glaive, though. Okay, no, he's trying to... Oh, this is a good fight so far. Okay, so we got Lance. Now here's where we go for Glaive, because Glaive is going to go ahead and try to take out the Vayne himself. And we are going to manage to pick him up, it seems, maybe? No, yes, we do. Holy moly. Okay, so there we go. There's a backdoor. He tried to just disengage from the fight and just backdoor and get us taken out through the Vayne instead, but we were able to take him out. So that's good. This match is close. They're only down to 2 turrets too, so it's not like it's like completely one-sided. My farm's starting to look okay. It's still way behind than where it should be. I should be at 200 at least. But there's been so many team fights that I just end up missing a lot of farm. And I want to be in team fights. That's where I excel. So that's usually why I'm like behind in farm in this match, is because I'm trying my hardest to stay relevant in terms of fighting in the fights. Last thing I want is my team to get caught out 2v3, and that would not be good. So here we are. We're going to try to take the Kraken. Which I think we do pick up in time. They're going to try to contest it, I think. I think they're going to get there in time to just maybe poke and see if we're doing it, but... Oh no, looks like we do pick it up. Okay, my bad. My bad! Oh, there they are. Yeah. Okay, so here we are. We don't know where Glaive is, though. We're wondering where Glaive is. So, one of us disengages. Ooh, that was a bad ult. What the frick was that, Rumbly? So here's where I disengage, which is not great. We literally left Nox to die. We left Nox to die. That was not good. That was the biggest mistake we could ever do. We threw so hard. The issue we were having is like, hey, Glaive is going to be coming to hit our vein. We need to stop him. And so me and Matt both disengaged and ported back, which left Nox to die. And now it's 2v3. They're going to take the vein. There's nothing we can do. GG. So there's where the loss happens. Biggest throw, I think, was right then and there when we just abandoned Nox. Synergy is a big thing. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of me analyzing another loss, doing the CP Vox. And hopefully it's informative enough for you guys to see what I did wrong and can learn from it. Or see some of the things I did good and maybe like try to replicate that. I think I did more bad than good, but hey, that's just me. It's my perspective, and I think I can improve upon this some more as a Vox player. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later!